welcome back to the channel. I'm Emily. Today's story is a mix of high-stakes politics, international diplomacy, and a few eyebrow-raising moments that'll have you thinking, what's really going on behind the scenes? Let's dive into the world of Vice President J.D. Vance, President Trump, and the growing tension on Europe's doorstep. 1. J.D. Vance, stepping up or just standing by. Vice President J.D. Vance recently made headlines with a very candid, and let's be honest, pretty heavy statement. He told USA Today that yes, he's absolutely prepared to step in if God forbid something were to happen to President Trump. Now, before we spiral into conspiracy land, Vance was quick to reassure the public President Trump, despite being 79 years old and the oldest person ever sworn into the Oval Office, is in strong health. In fact, he painted quite a picture. Trump, apparently, is the last one making phone calls at night and the first one awake dialing people up in the morning. That single quotes as ... either inspiring or exhausting. Depends on your caffeine intake, I guess. But this also wasn't just a health update. It was a political message. I'm ready if needed, but don't worry, Trump still got it. And -2, Health Watch. What's going on with Trump? Now, health rumors have been swirling, especially after some noticed swelling in Trump's legs and bruising on his hands. The White House confirmed that the president has a condition called chronic venous insufficiency, a fancy way of saying his blood flow in the legs isn't optimal. It's pretty common with age, and Trump's doctor says there's no sign of clots, heart failure, or anything life-threatening. As for the bruises, apparently, all that vigorous handshaking and daily aspirin can take a toll. A reminder, politics is a contact sport. On -3, Poland's new president meets Trump, allies, or ambassadors. Meanwhile, at the White House this week, a first-time guest. Poland's newly elected president Karol Nawrocki, a former amateur boxer and historian. Yes, you heard that right, made his first official trip abroad ... straight to Washington. Why? To prove to President Trump that Poland is a reliable ally worth continued U.S. military support. Poland's in a tricky spot, sandwich it between Russia and Ukraine, and they're watching tensions rise like everyone else. With over 8,000 U.S. troops stationed there, Nawrocki wants to make sure those forces stay exactly where they are. But here's the twist. Nawrocki is also navigating tensions at home. His government isn't exactly besties with Poland's parliament. So this meeting with Trump isn't just about NATO, it's also about political survival back home. On -4, Trump, Putin, and the Ukraine war, a peace deal, or just PR. Now to the global chessboard, Trump's been meeting world leaders left and right, trying to broker peace between Russia and Ukraine, or at least look like he is. He's met with Putin in Alaska, Zelensky, at the White House, and several European leaders hoping to arrange a peace summit. But so far, Putin doesn't seem interested in sitting down with Ukraine. Trump recently said, maybe they just have to fight a little longer ... stupidly. Oof. That comment didn't go over well in Europe, especially in countries like Poland that fear a wider war. On 5, Putin's charm offensive, isolation. What isolation? And speaking of Putin, he's been busy too. After parading nuclear missiles, robot wolves, and cyber troops in Beijing, yes, robot wolves, he met with China's Xi Jinping, North Korea's Kim Jong-un, and even cracked a joke about Trump's conspiracy comment, saying Trump has a good sense of humor. Putin claims he's not fighting for land in Ukraine, but for human rights. It's a line many in the West aren't buying, especially after new UK sanctions were announced for Russia's deportation of Ukrainian children. What's next? So, where does this all lead? J.D. Vance is standing by, confident, calm, and clearly angling for long-term political clout. President Trump is trying to be both commander-in-chief and global deal-maker. and Poland's President Nawrocki, he's balancing boxing gloves and diplomacy in what could be a defining moment for Europe. All eyes now are on whether Trump can actually bring Putin and Zelensky to the same table, or if this is all just a high-profile show of strength with no real end in sight. Thanks for sticking with us through this whirlwind. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more soft-spoken but sharply focused news analysis here on Global Pulse TV. Until next time, stay curious, stay kind, and stay informed.